just heard this really, really loud boom, like it shook the windows.
A loud explosion in the middle of the night. And we're learning more from neighbors about homemade fireworks that killed a man in Aurora.
The Great Migration in the early 1900s created what we know as 5 points. Today, a Colorado historian joins us to talk about the Great Migration to the West. It's a male-dominated field. For the first time, a Colorado female chef is being recognized as Chef of the Year.
And the moon lander is still kicking. And now we're getting some new pictures from the Odysseus lander moments after landing. 4 o'clock at 9 News starts now. As we come to you at 4 o'clock on this Thursday afternoon, we go live to Sky 9, and they are over this situation, a fire that many people may be seeing, or at least seeing the smoke from. The smoke, I should say, is coming from a junkyard off of I-25 and E-470. Sky 9 above there, you can see firefighters are trying to get that put out before it does spread. At this point, it's not affecting traffic, but you can see the smoke it is generating, which is blowing to the east. Of course, we still don't know what started that fire, but we'll continue to update it from Mountain View Fire as they've responded to this and keep you posted on what it might do as far as affecting traffic as well throughout the hour here on 9 News. We now turn to a man from Strasburg dead after lighting a commercial-grade firework and causing an explosion. This all played out in South Aurora near the Quincy Reservoir just before 1 a.m.
Police say this was an accidental death, but it left those who live in the area stunned, as you might imagine. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Rosari joins us live now. And Jaleesa, what are the neighbors saying?
Well, Kim and Tom, this parking lot is somewhat isolated, but there are homes north and south of it. And those neighbors tell me while they do hear some noises on occasion, this was different.
A Thursday at Grandview Dog Park makes for a quiet morning after a loud night.
I just heard this really, really loud boom, like it shook the windows.
I looked at the clock, it was about 12:45-ish.
My heart was beating. I was like, what was that, you know?
Oh my gosh, like that's so crazy that that was connected to that noise.
Nikki Fellers and her neighbor, Jarrett Stetton Harrow,
Nothing like this.
did not know what to make of the news. Just before 1 this morning, police were called to a parking lot close to their home for a report of an explosion. Ring video captured nearby shows a flash of light followed by a boom. Authorities say a 42-year-old Strasburg man was killed when a firework he was lighting exploded. They believe he came to Aurora with some friends.
I was in shock to know that something like that actually happened.
Aurora police say they searched the man's home in Strasburg and found no evidence of explosive making or any more fireworks. They believe it was an accidental death and don't expect any criminal charges.
I mean, my heart goes out to the person's family and the friends that were involved.
Fellers and others say their concerns now turn towards those impacted. While there's no damage to their neighborhood, they worry a family's world just shattered.
Just empathy. I felt really, really bad for their family.
Now, we did hear from some other neighbors in this area, and they say they've actually been hearing booms for a few weeks now. And we reached out to Aurora Police to see if any of that was related to this incident. We have yet to hear back, but they did respond to someone on Twitter asking a very similar question, and they said they are looking into it. Kim and Tom?
It's still very mysterious and really sad, as you pointed out. Thanks, Jaleesa. We do have an update this afternoon on a man who escaped custody last week back in jail now. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says Alexander Righart was wanted on several outstanding felony warrants. He escaped from a patrol car 9 days ago. Today, deputies found him in Denver with the help of Denver police and other agencies. He faces charges of escape and possessing drugs. The judge raised his bond to $1 million.
Well, as far as Leap Day is concerned, this was a good one. Great day for many people to get outside. Dogs, too. Got up to 65 degrees in Denver today. Perfect day for pretty much anything. Just hanging out by Confluence Park there and taking in the sights.
Doesn't that look good? Oh, Kathy, we're in the spring mood. And look at the duck and the dogs, everything. Oh, look at that dog.
So happy. Oh my gosh, it does look and feel like spring outside. You have to remind yourself it's still February, but what a way to go out of this month, which is typically a snowy, cold month for us. Sunshine and temperatures 15 degrees above average, and we get to enjoy this all over again on Friday. It's so pretty out There today, not a lot of wind and decent travel on I-70. The mountains will be looking at the next round of snow, but not until Saturday. Temperatures are still in the 60s this hour. We may have 70s on the map in southeastern Colorado, and the wind is once again going to become a topic for us heading into the weekend with the approach of a Pacific cold front. The leading edge is still west of Salt Lake City. It's just moving on shore into the Sierras where they're bracing for some heavy snow there. That system will be here in about 48 hours time. It'll be a fast-moving system, but impactful for the mountains with up to a foot of snow possible. And then that moisture spills over the Continental Divide, and we might get a little of that rain and snow here late Sunday. And tonight and tomorrow, no issues for you, so you can make those outdoor plans pretty easily and with confidence. Temperatures in the 60s now will drop into the 50s after sunset. And coming up in Maine weather, we've got sunshine in 60s again Friday, but that weekend storm, we need to kind of dig deeper on that one and give you the timing and the impacts, and we'll have that just ahead.
Thanks, Kathy. Psychedelic mushroom businesses could open in Denver next year, and the city is looking at what regulations need to be in place. To do that, Denver is forming a natural medicine work group that will explore regulations and license operations, which are going to be much like when the state legalized pot. The group will make a recommendation to the Department of Excise and Licenses and who will take any changes in front of City Council before the state begins issuing those licenses as well. Applications are open until March 13th if you want to join that group. Today at the state capitol, the House Education Committee took up a bill to expand access to free menstrual products at school. If passed, the bill would allow these products to be offered in bathrooms to students in 6th through 12th grades. Some districts already provide these products. A grant program would support more school districts. According to the Colorado Teen Period Poverty Study, in Colorado, 90% of girl teens have started their period unexpectedly in public without the necessary supplies.
The goal of this bill is simple. Without period products, these students are more likely to miss school. This bill will ensure that there's one less barrier to helping students access and thrive in school.
Currently, Colorado has a grant program to fund products in Title I schools, so this bill would raise the bar, and that would help all middle and high schools. Government shutdown averted for a week. The House passed a short-term bill giving Congress one more week to come up with a long-term plan to fund federal agencies.
That from the House, and over in the Senate, a developing race to replace Mitch McConnell. Here's NBC's Drew Petromou.
5 months into the fiscal year, and Congress is finally ready to pass a spending plan.
The bill is passed.
A final stopgap measure making its way through Congress today aims to buy lawmakers extra time before final votes to fund government agencies happen next month.
We look forward to working with our colleagues to avoid this shutdown.
Very happy we've come to a basic agreement.
But the deal is on fragile footing, and not everyone is celebrating. Hardline Republicans continue to demand spending cuts and a crackdown at the border.
I'm not a fan of the deal. I'm not a fan.
So you won't be voting for it?
No, I'm not going to be voting for it.
This gap, this 1 week deal, is a bridge to a spending deal that will be even worse. It's actually going to increase spending.
The frustration from conservatives leaves questions about the future of House Speaker Mike Johnson, whose post could be challenged by a small number of defectors. In the Senate, a shakeup in leadership is certain after the top Republican, Mitch McConnell, announced he's stepping down at the end of the year.
Father Time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back, hoping colleagues would remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership.
McConnell's exit removes an obstacle to former President Trump's consolidation of power in the GOP.
He held out as long as he could against the Trumpification of the Senate GOP.
Senators John Barrasso from Wyoming, John Cornyn from Texas, and John Thune from South Dakota topped the list of possible replacements. All endorsed Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Of the three Johns emerging as top contenders for the spot, Barrasso is seen as the closest to the former president. Both Cornyn and Thune have been critical of Trump in the past. Thune did not endorse Trump's latest bid for the presidency until this week. Drew Petromou, NBC News, Washington.
1 week from today, President Biden is set to give the annual State of the Union. Now, if Congress does fail to pass a spending measure, Biden could become the first president to ever deliver the address in a partial government shutdown. So far, the White House is declining to answer whether the president might consider delaying his remarks.